But you don't have good jobs. How can you?
Your views, your thoughts, your perspective. This is People's Forum.
Good evening and thank you for staying here at 92.5 in Nugu's Dream FM. I hope you had a beautiful time with Natsu Bibo no Chichiobodo. All right, it's time for People's Forum. Time in the studio is 5:07 p.m. Every Monday on People's Forum, we basically look at Enugu Electricity Distribution Company services, which are geared towards improving your experience as their customer. It's also a platform for you to escalate issues you're having in terms of supply, not every issue of life. So welcome on board. We are live on a TriCast on Facebook, 925 Dream FM. Twitter handle is at Dream925FM. On WhatsApp, you can use our WhatsApp line to send us your messages as early as you can. 0902 00200925. We are live on YouTube, and that is Dream TV Enugu. Welcome to all the people who are watching us live on these platforms. My name is Sezin Nanewe, alongside my production crew led by Okeo Dogo, and here in the studio I have a communication officer with EEDC, Mrs. Patience Ezago. Thank you for coming. Good evening.
Good evening, Ezin, and good evening to our esteemed customers. It's a pleasure to be here once again to interact with them.
I've been admiring your hair.
Thank you.
Okay, so like we usually do every Monday, we first of all talk about some of the issues that were brought here last week and find out if you have their challenges dealt with appropriately, if they have answers to those questions they brought here. Then we're also going to be looking at the activities affecting EEDC's electricity supply. Before that, let's get to the updates.
All right, thank you. I'm starting with the Facebook complaint by Chimdi. She said she is having challenges using her customer interface unit. That's the CIU. She said that the number 6, when you punch, it doesn't respond.
Exactly, I remember
yes,
that.
Yes, I went back to escalate the complaint to the metering department at the corporate headquarters, and they said I should invite Chimdi, that she should come because they have already escalated it to the vendor.
Okay.
To the vendor. So let her come so that for further engagement, if everything is ascertained, the vendor is likely to change it. So let her come so that they will also interact further with her.
When specifically? Chimdi, if you're listening,
if she
please.
can come tomorrow morning, that's okay.
What time?
Let's say 9 o'clock.
Okay. That's your headquarters, right?
Headquarters office.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Chimdi, I hope that helps you. Okay.
All right. Then we go over to a call from Omonaka Ugiri, close to Amarako,
I remember
Alamba, not Imo State. The customer complained that they have been experiencing low voltage. The feeder manager said that their transformer had GMP drop, and this has been treated. So I believe the caller, if he's listening to us, maybe he could confirm.
So it was treated this past week?
It was treated. That was the information given to us by the feeder manager in charge of that location. Then Cyprian called from Nodo, Abakaliki, and complained that they have not had light since the 5th of August. Then we also got in touch with our Abakaliki office to know what the issue is. And they said the transformer serving them was vandalized. And the plans are on to have it restored, but for now they should please be patient.
Okay.
We have a customer from Bologu Emene. He called and he said they have been out of supply for months because the electricity committee in charge rips them off by remitting the money. By not remitting the money they contributed to offset their electricity bills.
So they pay their bills and the committee they don't do the right thing by
that
paying
is what
the bills.
it looks like, because that was his complaint, that we should just come and take the transformer so that everybody will rest. So as a result of accumulated arrears, debt on the account, we had to disconnect them for non-payment. And they, as a community, they have to reconcile within themselves and approach us for payment so that we can restore supply to them. And they have huge arrears, outstanding bills to be paid, and they are saying part of these arrears they have paid it. And because we got in touch with the feeder manager, who also elaborated on the issue. So now we advise that at a point they said we should intervene in their electricity committee activities, but EEDC, we don't delve into community issues like that. It is not our responsibility to select their electricity committee members. It is their own responsibility to do that. So they need to do that through the head of the community, the leaders, the PG, or whatever. These are the people that should elect or appoint credible individuals that will handle their accounts. So they need to get credible individuals that will manage, because it has to do with money. That will be transparent, so that whatever kobo you are paying as part of your electricity bill, it will reflect. If you are billed as a community, if you are billed ₦1 million per month, and you're able to contribute 800,000, let it reflect that you paid 800,000. Not when 800,000 is collected, 400 or 500 is paid, and what happens to the other one? It is accumulating, and at the end of the day, the same set of people will pay it. This is also applicable in some communities that run this community billing, and we normally advise. And I know in some areas, the Igwes, the PGs, they have they swung into action and changed those people that are not capable enough to handle their finances as per the electricity supply. So for now, what they can do, they can apply for debulking.
What does it take to apply for debulking?
They have to apply, get the head of the community, because he is not an individual that will come and apply, and the heads of the community or leaders will say, who told you? Without our consent. So the Igwe has to be in the if they have Igwe, it is the Igwe signature that we need, and some of his the PG Igwe and even chairman of the electricity committee. So if I also advise they should come and see the customer service officer, who will now give them the actual procedures. But I know the Igwe must be signed by the Igwe or the traditional ruler of that community. It has to be signed. Then we work on it, and with that we'll now debug them. But when we debug them, what happens to the money they owe as a group, as a community under bulk billing? We will now, according to the feeder manager, it will be divided. If we arrive at 200 individual accounts in that community, that means whatever they owe has to be divided into 200. So we have a new account, you have an outstanding there that gradually, on agreement, you'll be able to defray after some months.
Okay.
So that is it for from Mbologu. I think that's the update we have on callers within during last week's program. Then a few updates we have is the over the weekend on Saturday we lost supply at Nibo injection substation, which affected about 4 feeders. That was due to an issue from the TCN end. This has been fixed and supply restored yesterday evening. So the people in that area, they are already having good supply. Also, Liberty transformer is out due to an explosion. The maintenance team is already working there to rectify the fault and restore supply. Under Okunano district, on a daily basis, we get stories of updates on poles being knocked down by reckless drivers. I have here 4 high tension poles knocked down by a reckless driver at Gariki flyover. We have replaced and restored supply.
Okay.
Another 2 high tension poles knocked down on Ituku Ozara 33 kV line has also been replaced. I think it was reported last week, but now we have been able. You were asking me the timeline.
Exactly.
The 2
that of Ituku Ozala Amechi 33 kV.
Beautiful. They are all done. They are all replaced and supply restored.
All right. When we come back, we're going to talk about the factors affecting EEDC supply. Perhaps you've been experiencing that and you're wondering, why have I not been having steady supply? Or what happens? It comes on and goes off. We're going to talk about that after the break. Stay with us.
For light today, now we handy day. If electricity surplus, now we gain it go PO. Make we join hand with EEDC to make sure say our light they shine.
Shebi you know say EEDC na the people where they market and distribute electricity for this way southeast. Shebi you know say no be EEDC they generate the electricity where them they distribute give customers. Now so EEDC they work every day and night make them for satisfy their customers with steady power supply. If customers know they pay for the light where them use, how EEDC go take pay the people where they generate power? You know she say if customers no pay, EEDC no go fit pay. So therefore, e good to say we they pay our bill. No they sit down they wait so they disconnect you before you go pay, because EEDC need money for fit to provide steady power supply to replace transformer and feeder pillars and other equipment when they spoil. So if you want to make EEDC serve you well, pay your bill and help EEDC to serve you better.
If electricity surplus, now we gain it go PO. Make we join hand with EEDC to make sure say our light they shine.
Enugu Electricity Distribution Company, EEDC, power to the southeast.
Hey, it is sweet to me, well, say we dey get light every day. EEDC una be baba, no be lie. I pay my bill 'cause lights they shine every day. Mama, papa pay una bill, we go pay. Sister, brother pay una bill, we go pay. Make we support EEDC. Make lights they shine every day. Make we stop to the vandalize a transformer. Report any case of theft. EEDC na power to the southeast. EEDC una be baba, no be malo.
Enugu Electricity Distribution Company, EEDC, power to the southeast.
What is it with our politicians today? Nobody is making any sense.
Now only politicians, even we never show up this morning.
But you don't
have good jobs. How can you?
Your views, your thoughts, your perspective. This is People's Forum.
Thank you for staying with us on People's Forum. It's 92.5 Enugu's Dream FM. We are looking at the factors affecting EEDC supply on the program. Time in the studio is 5:20 p.m. I have Mrs. Patience Zago in the studio. She's a communication officer with EEDC. My name is Ezine Aningwe. So let's get straight to it. What are those activities that stand out? I know you've talked about this over time here on People's Forum. The one you also mentioned before we went on the break, reckless driving, pulling down some of the EEDC installments. So what are the other ones that stand out this period?
Okay, thank you. Another one is energy theft. Energy theft. These are activities that also affect our supply of electricity, especially now that we have good supply. At least people are still testifying that supply has improved. But these activities will only make such a testimony to go down, and people will begin to ask, is it because we praise EEDC that they are no longer giving supply? These are some of the activities that affect us. When we talk of energy theft, it is a broad word or activity, because you talk about under energy theft, you have illegal connection. All illegal connections steal energy, so they are all under energy theft.
Meter bypass.
And meter bypass is under energy theft. And right now, we are happy. We are happy because our customers are happy and testifying that supply has really improved. But then, when you look at the percentage of prepaid customers bypassing, now the supply is there. Keep on recharging and keep on enjoying electricity supply, but some have started doing bypass. If you recharge 5,000 in 2 weeks, another 5,000 in 2 weeks, you say, I be used to recharge 5,000 for a month and I'm comfortable with that. Now I recharge, and before you know it, and the kids are at home, these people are at home, and it's not our fault. That is why we are working towards ensuring that every customer has a meter, a prepaid meter. Now you're a prepaid customer, the supply is coming. The meter that you paid for, we gave you, you complained, and eventually it was installed. Now you don't want to recharge again. Some people, we are getting them in the field. Some people are giving us good information on that. And we deal with them. There are consequences of that. So why are you bypassing? Some will now take their heavy duty equipment, appliances like washing machine, AC. They will take it and put it direct to our network so that it doesn't go through their meter. That one is a partial bypass. When you bypass the meter, you boycott, you don't have any business with the meter, you connect directly. So those people who do partial bypass, if they are recharging 10,000 in a month, you see them recharging 2,000, because those things that take energy, they are now on direct connection to EEDC's network. Who pays for that? And we are in business, and you want us to give you quality supply. So that is it. And those lighting points, they don't take much energy. They will be there, and he will be managing it for the month. So this is too bad. Also, people, you see every day here and there, you see new buildings sprouting up. You see new businesses coming up. You see new shops. People are packing into new building and all that. Some people will just finish their building, hook onto our network, and begin to enjoy supply as if it is their forefathers. But this is somebody's business. This is somebody's business. If you are the owner of the business and other people do it like this, will you be happy? Will you like it? So there are procedures. If you want to use electricity supply, please and please, there are procedures. That's the electricity you want to hook onto and begin to enjoy. It's somebody's business, and you are spoiling, you are putting sand into somebody's gari. It is our gari. So go through the right processes. Go and get from 74. Fill it. We don't collect money. The only money will be from the LECAN, Licensed Electrical Contractors of Nigeria, because an official is supposed to come to your house to check your wiring to know whether they are of standard, not when we eventually connect you and due to poor issues. And they have a professional charge for that, which ranges from 5,000 to whatever. So it is not from us. That is how government has done it, because they're also under controlled by the government. So for us, we don't charge a dime to connect a new customer onto our network. But some misunderstand the LECAN aspect of it to be from EEDC. Maybe one or two EEDC staff is asking them to bring the money, let them help them. And we are telling you, please don't give them. Go straight to the LECAN officials. You may bargain better. So give nobody any money. Just go straight and meet with them. And the good thing about them is that wherever our district offices are located, their office is close by, because they know new customers going through the registration, new connection processes must look for them. So like in Ababa, they are opposite, the other side of the road, where it is the express road that demarcated us and them. So you go to them. We here, they are down the road as if you are following that tunnel to the other side of Ogui Road. You go there and so on. So it is in other district offices. You go to them and liaise with them. They will do the checks and fill their own part B of the new connection form, and certify it. Because if you don't see their certification, we will not energize you. Then, apart from energy theft, we also have non-payment of electricity bill is also affecting us. Right now, supply has improved. Since last month, people were testifying, and the electricity bill for last month, which came out early this month, first week, second week, we distributed bills. People are complaining it is too high. Yes, supply really improved, but this is high. But I'm happy that supply improved. And when supply improves, every other thing will improve. Your consumption will improve. And also, the bill will be computed at the end of the month, and it will also improve. It will increase. That is it. That is why most people under prepaid are now bypassing, which is not good. And we are. Some are saying we shouldn't mention their name because of their position in the society. But you are a thief. A thief is a thief. Whether you are lowly placed or you are highly placed, a thief is a thief. And if you don't want your dignity or whatever to be smeared, please, or your position, politically or religiously or otherwise, please avoid energy theft.
All right.
Do the right thing. Do the right thing.
Okay, we're still talking about the factors affecting electricity supply by EEDC. And so far, the things you've mentioned, from energy theft to, the one you mentioned recently, lack of payment,
yes,
non-payment of electricity bills by your customers. What about EEDC? Is any coming from your side? Because I know we get complaints here too about people who say, we have paid for meter, we have not seen this meter. And yes, they're not having supply perhaps, and they're waiting on you.
Okay. For such complaints, we are still metering. We are metering our customers. For such complaints, when you pay, there may be one or two issues why your payment has not been confirmed. And any payment that is made, it is our vendor that will confirm payment. Once they confirm payment, the meter will now be put together, they couple it and head for installation. For one reason or the other, your payment might be hanging. You wouldn't know why, but you have paid. For such people, we normally advise, go to the customer service officer of your district and lay the complaint. They will channel it to the right office for further treatment. Then some people paid. They used, if it is Mr. A that is on the demand note, they paid with Mr. B, and there is no way the vendor can reconcile the two names that they are still the same person. Such payment will be hanging. You can't confirm what you don't know. What if you confirm and the other person comes to say, I paid? How do you do that? So you leave it pending until when complaint comes, write documents for them to now concur with you that yes, this payment is for so person.
All right, I believe your customer will have one or two other questions to ask, or perhaps contribution to why he or she is not having supply as expected. We're still talking about factors affecting EEDC's electricity supply. Stay with us on People's Forum and join us on the social media platforms. The Facebook page is 925 Dream FM, the Twitter handle at Dream 925 FM. On YouTube, we are live. Dream TV Enugu, join us there as well.
na okpoko gburu ntị chiri ya ọnwụ ga-egbu nwa nkịta dekwa ya na isi nsị onye ọbụla nke na-akpabiri ọkụ na-akwụghị ụgwọ ma ọ bụ onye na-adọrọ ọkụ na nzuzo ma ọ bụkwazi onye ọbụla nke na-adịghị akwụ ụgwọ ọkụ mgbe o kwesịrị onye dị etu a ji ọkụ egwuri egwu ekwela ka onye enyi gị ma ọ bụ agbata obi gị ahụ dị agwa maka na ọ nwere ike itinye gị na nsogbu ịkwụ ụgwọ ọkụ n'ịmụghị ọ bụrụ na aha gị adịbeghị na akwụkwọ ndị na-amụ ọkụ EEDC gaa n'ụlọ ọrụ EEDC nke dị n'ogbe gị ka idebanye aha gị EEDC bụ nke anyị gbado anya banyere ihe ọbụla nke ga-akwụsị agamniru inwe ọkụ latrik n'ụlọ anyị niile kee nkwụcha maka ndị na-akpabiri ọkụ EEDC na-akwụghị ụgwọ ntị ga-anụ ihe abụrụ mụrụ ka ụkpata ndị be anyị na-anụla
ọkụ na-enwu nke ọma ọ bụrụ anyị bịa ka anyị kwado ndị EEDC ka e nwere ọkụ wee bụrụ ihe gara aga
it is sweet to me welu say we dey get light every day EEDC una be baba no be lie I pay my bill cause lights dey shine every day mama papa pay una bill we go pay sister brother pay una bill we go pay make we support EEDC make lights dey shine every day make we stop to dey vandalize our transformer report any case of theft EEDC na power to the southeast EEDC una be baba no be lie
Enugu Electricity Distribution Company EEDC, power to the southeast.
What is it with our politicians today? Nobody is making any sense.
Now only politicians, even we never show up this morning.
But you don't have good jobs. How can you?
Your views, your thoughts, your perspective. This is People's Forum.
Thank you for staying with us on People's Forum. It's 92.5 Enugu's Dream FM. Time in the studio is 5:34 p.m. Thank you for joining us on the social media platforms, and for those of you streaming live, thank you for staying. Here, we've been talking about factors or activities that are affecting EEDC's electricity supply, and the communication officer of EEDC here in the studio, Mrs. Patience Ezago, has listed them from energy theft to non-payments of bills to reckless driving, yes, a felling of trees by people, yes, meter bypass and the rest of them. Now, like I asked her, what about on the side of EEDC? So it's time for you to tell us if there are things that you consider challenges to you not having supply. Please bring them here. Most importantly, this is an escalation platform. We expect that you must have reported through the right channels. EEDC always provide these channels here, numbers to call, the mail, the email addresses, yes, I remember, and then you must have also contacted your network manager or your feeder manager. Then if those didn't work for you, bring it here because of the limited time we have. Okay, so Chimdi is here on the WhatsApp line. Chimdi responded. Okay, she said, thank you very much. Thank you so much for your effort. My challenge is that I work in Anambra State, and I'm only in Enugu State Saturdays and Sundays. I will not be able to make it tomorrow in person. I left Enugu this morning, but I will do my best to get someone that would come on my behalf tomorrow. Then possibly I will do my explanation on the phone. Please, I would like to get the details of who or the office to go to. Thanks once again. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Okay. When whoever she's sending comes, let the person come to the communications department. Wants to see the communications officer or the head communications, so that when the person comes, we'll direct the person aright. We'll now take the person to the metering department, who the person is going to meet for further handling. Just say he's coming from Dream FM and you made a complaint. You are invited by the communications the people to come. Yeah, they will bring the person. Are there necessary things the person needs to come with? She has to come with all the details with the meter, the payment documents, the CIU, Customer Interface Unit, she has to come with them. I think these are the necessary things. Her demand notes for payments, the payment documents, and the machine itself. That's the CIU.
Okay. 0902002095. Welcome to People's Forum. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Welcome. What's your name?
My name is Uche. I'm calling from Afipo.
Uche from Afipo. Welcome.
Thank you. Please, first of all, I would like you, before I make my complaint, please, if you can drop the phone number of the feeder manager of Afipo. I would love that. My complaint is that I don't really know the problem with Afipo, and we are really fed up with that.
Where exactly in Afipo are you talking about?
Afipo in Ebonyi State, Afipo not local government and its environment.
Okay.
So I don't really know what is the problem. I don't really know what is the problem with Afipo life. Honestly, we have suffered a lot.
You said you don't know. Have you tried to find out and you still didn't get any information, or you're trying to find out now?
The office of EEDC are aware of this, not that they are not aware. They know the problem that we are having light issues in Afipo. Like last week, they brought the light. No, it's not like that was 2 weeks ago. They brought the light. They gave us for some days. It was about 3 days in the week. The light went off. Till now, we've not seen the light again. You try to communicate with them, they tell you that we are not serious. We don't have light. As in, the problem is, I know the people have learned their lesson, because there was a time they carried a protest in Africa, and they damaged a lot of things. I'm sure they don't want to do any protest because they maybe hoodlums hijack it. But I don't really know what the problem is. That people, like, honestly, Abakaliki is having light. Other small villages are having light. Abakaliki, the state capital, Afipo is the next town, and we'll be suffering of light. It's not that if we see the light, we will not pay for NEPA bill, that we will not pay for NEPA bill. But we're seeing that there's people that are reaping from the darkness Afipo is having. That is why people is not having light.
Thank you very much. All right, let's allow her. Feeder manager of where exactly?
Afipo.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your call. On the WhatsApp line, before I allow you to answer him, on the WhatsApp line, we have this complaint from Ali Okechukwu JP. Okechukwu, well, I'm surprised we've not attended to this issue. Said my complaint about my last meter payment, which was diverted to another account, has not been addressed. I filed this report since 15th of July 2020, and yes, I see it. It's not 15th actually; it's the 13th of July. And you said you submitted a receipt of payment for a single phase meter. Okay, I'm sure it's not that one. Okay, this on the 20th of July. Okay, so it's a follow-up to the first complaint forwarded to your last program. Okay, and you said the customer care gave me a remitter reference number to pay the difference of the initial payment for my meter. That's after he paid for the meter the first time. When I paid the money, the receipt generated for the payment bore a different name. The customer care insisted that the remitter reference number they gave me bore my name, while the bank also insisted that the name in their receipt, the receipt they generated, is correct. I've written to that effect since 15th of July. That was when you wrote, but all I get is that it's going to be looked into. My letter with relevant attachments is with Mojek department. All right, and that has not been treated till date.
Okay, because it is Mojek that has to confirm the payment for further actions to be carried out on the application and subsequent installation of meter. I would also advise, I don't know, I will take the message back. Maybe you give me, since it's on this thing, you give me the full complaint. I'll go back to inquire further from the metering department so that by next week we'll give him a comprehensive response on that and what next step to take.
Okay, Ali Okechukwu, I hope you heard that. Then the person that called us from Afibo.
Okay, one thing I know about Afibo is that the feeder feeding Afibo is a lengthy one. It's a long feeder, and just like he said, maybe once there is, when I talk of upstream and downstream, once there is a fault, if a feeder radiates from this Dream FM down to Itukwozala, if anything happens around Roban at Abani Road, from here down to Roban we have supply, and from Roban down to Gariki we not have supply because of the fault there. But the feeder is still on, but it's feeding these people upstream, while those people down from Roban store, they are trying to rectify the fault. And because it's a lengthy feeder, maybe you have finished restoring supply as a result of fault. The next moment it will trip off. When you go to trace the line, because it cuts into bushes, thick bushes that you cannot even imagine entering, you will discover that 3 fellas fell tree and it affected the network again. You begin to resolve that after you have one fault or the other. And the good thing is that once it is cleared, supply is restored. Like I told you, we inherited so many feeders like that are lengthy, and we have been trying to, we have been doing something, breaking those feeders so that customers will have better supply. So the only thing I can tell them is that they should be patient. Yes, but once there is a fault, we do attend to the fault. But saying that they have I didn't know who he met when he went to.
He asked for the feeder manager's number. I don't know if that's what
he's not only a person that is covering the Haribin. He told me so service center. I'll be able to do that. If he's still listening to us, he should chat us up on our WhatsApp or your WhatsApp or our Facebook platform or Twitter. Preferably Twitter, so that we get down to his location and know actually what the problem is. Because most of these people, they are on load shedding. Sorry, they are on disconnection for non-payment.
Very well then. So tweet at Dream925FM. At Enugu Disco is there. I see them. They are very much available to answer you. So please tweet at Dream925FM. Hello, good evening. Welcome.
Hello, Uche. I call back.
Uche. All right, you need to make it quick so we allow others join the conversation. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is not the first time I'm hearing from the situation that the line bringing lights are very long. I know Abigola comes from Calado through Ezu down to Madam, it's saying of fault, falling of trees and the grass. I'm telling you that we really suffered a lot. We are used to darkness now because the people are saying no problem. Let us live in darkness. But what I'm saying is we have really suffered enough. I know for how long you've been people having this long line. Up to today, we don't have light in Abuja.
Okay.
Honestly, it's really paining me. I find it very paining. I'm telling you, small villages have this. Abuja is the next town after 6 state capital, which is Abakaliki. You go to Abakaliki, you see how they were having light. But when you come down to Abuja, no light.
All right. Thank you for calling back, Uche. Nwachuku from Akpugeze on the WhatsApp line said, good evening. Akpugeze in OG River has been suffering for about 2 years now. No light. We are on community bulk billing and it is not favorable to Akpugeze in general. Please, we need your assistance. Take us back to the estimated billing system. Please, we need supply. Well, if they're on bulk billing.
Bulk billing and
they're already being billed on estimation. Okay, they are metered.
So they now want the meter. They have not been having supply because now they are recharging. And they are now saying that because when you build somebody said his estimated bill is high, I can't pay. After all, it's on estimation. Now you have a meter. We're no longer controlling your consumption. Pay as you go. Some communities are out of supply for a year, 6 months, 2 years, like he said, because they don't have that money to continue recharging. Now they want to go back to the estimated billing platform. When you bill them $1 million, they pay 200 and said it's on estimation. It is high.
All right, Comrade Sunny on the Facebook live stream. Thank you for joining us. Good evening. He wrote from Ozala. in Iwetiti, local government area of Enugu State. EEDC is trying, but they have to improve their services, especially in Iwetiti access. All right, and we have Chika High Staff following. Thank you for following. Emmanuel Chimobi, thank you for joining us. And Amos Angus Steve, good evening. Please, what is going on around area command at Baba Junction? We have not had supply since March this year. Have you found out why? Okay, are you just asking us for the first time here? We need to know. Judy on the Facebook live stream said, good evening. No doubt light or supply has improved these days, but EEDC bills have not just increased, but have outrageously skyrocketed. Okay, again, the rate at which the new standalone prepaid meters run is simply unimaginable and unthinkable. How does EEDC expect COVID-19 stricken Southeasterners to offset these huge bills and still live up to other family expectations? Your guest in the studio should not